Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and I want to do something. I want to show people how to set up the automated strategies. I'm getting a lot of questions on that, and I'll be honest with you, it's almost impossible to describe how to do that. It's fairly complicated. Once you know how, it's not that difficult, but if you've never done one before, it's really complicated. So I'm going to walk you through it and show you how to do it. The first thing you have to do is you have to make sure your chart is set up. You turn your chart properties on, and that is one of these buttons right here. I think it's this one. Yeah, chart trader. That's that button right there. And if you hold your mouse over them for a minute, it'll eventually pop up the name. And you want to click on chart trader. And if you've got it activated, you'll see this little drop down button. If it's not activated, you see there's no drop down button right there. So make sure you activate your chart trader by clicking that button there. And also, just to clarify, if you have to have a license, a paid license, to be able to use the automated strategies. I think some brokers will let you trade with NinjaTrader free without having to, but if you don't have a license, I don't think you can use the chart trader. I think that's one of the rules. I have a full license, paid the $1,000 or whatever it is, and so I have full, the full use of all the software. So some of you may not have this option. If you don't, then that's probably why, because you don't have a paid license or you're not paying a monthly fee for all the options. But I tell you, it's, once you can afford it, pay for your lifetime license, because this automated strategy will pay for itself, because you won't be quick enough to get your orders in there fast enough sometimes. And a lot of times, by getting my orders in there instantly, I can get out on a limit order without having to tick through that price. Now, I know that seems like a small deal, but you'd be surprised how many times I've gotten out of a trade at 4 ticks on a 4-tick scalp, only to watch it turn and go the other way. And if I'd had to wait on it to tick through that limit order, I wouldn't have gotten out. So that automatic strategy, in other words, is my order is executed instantly. Upon execution, it puts in the limit target and the stop, and that will help you a lot of times by getting it in there so quickly. So I think it's worth having, plus the simplicity of managing your trade, and by having it automatically manage itself in that way, you can't monkey with it. You can still move them around, but if you set the thing and you force yourself to let the market dictate whether you get stopped out or reach your target, a lot of times you'll be better off, because when you start monkeying with a trade, you get that little mental, your brain telling you something different, and it's that old psychological part that you hear me talk about a lot. But anyway, let me show you how to do this real quick, and let's wrap this up. But once you turn on your chart properties, you'll see this little drop down button right here. Click on that, open it up. I'm going to move this to SIM. I don't want to be flashing my account number all over the internet, so we'll move this to SIM. And what you'll do is make sure the ATM strategy says custom here. Just click the drop down box. There's none. Yours may be on none, but make sure you click custom. And then once you got custom in there, there's a little box right over here out to the right of ATM strategy. Click that one time. Actually, before you do that, there's another step you have to take. Just anywhere right in this area, right click and click on Chart Trader Properties, and make sure for your parameter type right here, I believe it's parameter type. Yes, make sure that you click ticks instead of, you don't want to have price or percent in there. You want ticks in there. So make sure that's set up first. Again, let's go back over that. Right click right here, go to Chart Trader Properties, find your parameter type, and click on ticks, because it's harder to set up your strategies on percent or price. What we're going to be basing our strategies off of are ticks. So make sure you click your tick and then apply that, and then hit OK. And then go back, make sure this is in custom mode right here. Drop this down, choose custom mode, then click this little box right out to the right of ATM strategy. Now that will bring up this ATM strategy box, and this is where you set up your strategies. And what we want to do is set up a custom one. Again, you may have to click custom right here and choose custom if you didn't. I think when you choose it here, it'll automatically place it in right here. And you should see your account number here for your live, and you can set up a sim or live. I think they work either way, but you should see your account number right here. And let's just say we want to set up a two order or two contract order automated strategy that will scalp out of one contract at one and then move the second contract to break even or break even plus one or whatever. And so you just change your order quantity here. You could double that or triple it or whatever you want to make it, but we'll just go with 2 since that's what most people are going to be trading. Your stop loss. Your stop loss, I automatically set mine for 8 ticks, which is a 2-point stop. And of course we're trying to scalp out at 4 ticks, so your profit is 4 ticks. And once you have that in there, then you will right click right here and go to advance. Actually, that would have probably already been off. So yeah, but anyway, so disregard that. I already had that. You don't need to go into advanced stop. If you click that, I think when you first open it up, it will look like this. And if you want to look at the advanced options, I've never used those, so disregard that. You got to put your second target here, and this should be 1 or however many you want it to be. If you're trading 4 contracts and you want to scalp out at 3 and then save 1 for a runner, or let's say you want to scalp out, you want to trade 5 contracts and you want to make 4 of them and 1 a runner. But whatever your numbers are, again, we're going to just assume 2. So you put 1 contract here, put your 8 tick stop and your 4 tick profit. And remember, you had to change this to ticks, because if not, you'd be looking at price and it won't work right. So on your second target, again, you do the same thing. You say, of course, your stop, you're going to start it at 8 ticks. You got your regular 2-point stop. But on your profit target, you don't want to scalp out at 4 on this one. You may want to, I usually will have mine at, I might have it at 10, 12 ticks would be 3 points, but I'll usually put this at around 3 points, which is 12 ticks. And but you'll have to have a stop strategy here too. So go to custom again, and this opens up a different box. So you see this is the only one we're interested in, and we're not interested in anything else in this box except this auto break even. And your profit, you're going for 4 ticks, so this has to be 1 more, because generally prices have to tick through your limit order before it will actually take you out of the trade. So if you leave it at 4, it'll hit 4 ticks and may not take you out of the trade, and then all of a sudden it'll jump you to break even, and then it'll back up 1 tick and stop you out of your contract too early. So you want it to go, you got to make it 1 more tick than what your limit order is. So if you're going for 4 ticks on your scalp, then this profit tick trigger has to be 5, 1 more. And so that will automatically, when it gets to 5 ticks, it will move you to break even. If you want to go to break even plus 1, you will add 1 right there. That's what the plus is. If you want to go break even plus 2, you add 2. But generally you want to be at break even or break even plus 1. I use break even plus 1 a lot in the ES, because especially on choppy days when it backs up and moves around a lot, that way I don't lose a commission on 1 contract. I'll still make a little money on the extra contract, so it's not a loss or a wash or whatever. So again, if you're scalping out at 4, you got to make your profit trigger 5, and then this plus is if you want to make it to break even plus 1 or break even plus 2 or whatever. And the most you probably want to do is break even plus 1, because if you get it too close, it's just going to back up and stop you out before it even has a chance to move. So now you could do break even plus 3 or 4. this would be the only time you'd want to do this. So let me explain this. Most of the time you would still get your 3 or 4 ticks by making it break even plus 4. But on those rare occasions where the market shoots off like a rocket, you would still get some of that. So that's another option. But if you do this break even plus 4, most of the time you're going to get stopped out at 4, and you may only get 3 ticks. You probably only going to get 3 ticks out of it. And if you make it break even plus 5, you're going to instantly get stopped out more than likely. So you might try the break even plus 4, and that way you always get at least 3 ticks on your runner. But it would still allow you to take advantage of those times when the market takes off like a rocket. So, but we're going to make it break even plus 1, hit OK, and then hit OK again. And then there is your custom strategy. And actually you have to name that. We didn't name that. Click back on custom again and open that back up. After you set all that up, you will right click and then click on manage ATM templates. And that's where you'll type your name in, and I call it scalp and run, and I'll put the number of contracts, 2, or if you're scalping and running 5, you name it whatever you want. We'll name this one test just because it's something different. And I go save and then hit OK. And then if you come over here to your drop down box now, well, where is test? There it is down there. You click test, and so now I got that strategy set up. And so hopefully that makes sense to you. Let me just go through it one more time real quick. Make sure the first thing you do is click your chart trader properties. I can't talk tonight. I'm sorry. And make sure your parameter type is set on ticks. That's very important, because if it's not, you're going to be screwed up, and you're going to get stopped out somewhere you're not expecting to, and you're probably going to lose money on your trade. So right click, go to chart trader properties. Make sure this line right here, parameter type, you can see I think it's automatically set on price. So change it to ticks, apply it, hit OK, and you'll be good to go. And then set this to custom, click on your box, and there it is. And you might have to hit your drop down box here and go with custom if it's not automatically in there, but I think if you go ahead and put it in here, it'll be there when you open this up. And let's just do one more. Let's say we want to do 5 contracts, and we make our stop loss. I automatically go with 8 ticks, and then my profit target is 4. Then I click on this should actually, I should change that to 4, and then put my 5th one right here. Stop loss again will be 8. And then your profit target, you might make this whatever. You might want to just say, I only want to go for 2 points on my runner. I only want to go for 3. Or maybe you want to go for a bunch, and then you can adjust it as you go. So just start out at maybe 5 or 6 points. I don't know. We'll make it 6 points. And then you got to have your stop strategy here. So you go here and click on custom. And again, you have to make this 1 tick more than what you're scalping out on your first set, and that's 4, so we got to make this 5. And if you want to make it break, and so that will take you to break even as soon as you hit 5 ticks, which should automatically take you out of your other trade, or your first set of contracts, I should say. Then break even plus 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. I usually go with break even or break even plus 1, and then hit OK. And again, to name it, right click and go to manage ATM templates, and then type in whatever you want your name to be right here. And we'll call this one test 2 and save it. And then just click OK. And when we go over here and drop down, now we should see test 2, and there it is. And so whatever strategy you've checked over here when you enter your trade, that's the one that'll be there. And if you don't want any strategy, just put none, and then enter your trade. So hopefully that helps some people. If you got any questions on it, feel free to send me an email. But it's pretty difficult to explain that to anybody, so I'm hoping the video will help a little bit, and it's probably still a little complicated. You might have to watch that video a few times, and I kind of stumbled through that, so I apologize. But I know how to do it, and I still have to play with it sometimes a little bit because it's kind of complicated. If you don't use it every day, you kind of forget some of the things that you need to be looking at and some of the places you need to click and so forth. And but I go ahead and set all my different strategies up, have them ready to go, and then all I got to do is open up and pick which one I want, scalp and run 10, scalp and run 3 in the currencies. And I might set them up a little different in the ES or the currency. So you see I've given some of them different names here. And there's the two we did, test and test 2. So set up whatever you like, whatever fits you, have it ready to go, and then when you get ready to trade, just choose that strategy, enter your order, and when your order is executed, you will automatically, it'll throw those strategy orders in there for you and make it real quick and easy. And so anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we will see you next time.